Hi there, this is Tony Teolis here at ToDoListHome.com. It's Saturday, February 23rd, and I really don't plan on filming everything I do around here, but gosh, I better get it on film so others can watch and see if I inspire anybody to follow what I'm doing. At least it's laid out clearly how to continue to take care of bees in a beehive in the wintertime. So I'm following a recipe right here for wintergreen grease patties from Honey Bee Sweet. That's Rusty at honeybeesweet.com, and she's just an awesome provider of information. What I'm going to do, since I'm only worried about one hive and I want to freeze just a few patties for when the other hives arrive in April, I'm just going to make a modified version of what she's done here. So I've got 2 pounds of granulated sugar, a little bit of salt, some hard shortening here. This is just vegetable shortening, Crisco, the generic version, and a little bit of wintergreen. Okay, I'm just going to use a couple of drops of the wintergreen here. Honey harvested from the hive, not this particular hive, but from hive colony A in the summer. So I'm going to just put in just that much honey right there. I don't want to put in much more. I don't have that much more left, that's why. And then just a little bit of vegetable oil I'll throw in here. We're going to mix it all up. The salt here is pure sea salt, and the recipe calls for mineral salt. The kind that you would use for raising or having pets like chickens and rabbits and things like that. Mice, I don't know, gerbils, whatever. But I don't have any of that. Just got some pure ground sea salt here. That's all I really need to get the job done. So I've got my Crisco here. Go ahead and roll up my sleeves. Now the wintergreen, I've heard you've got to be real careful with, and it can be toxic in overload. Now the recipe calls for ½ pound of salt. I'm not going to put anything near that much in. I'm just going to go ahead and sprinkle some salt in like this, and then the honey. I'm not going to scrape the honey out. I'm just going to give that much. I really don't even want to give that much, but they're bees. They need the honey more than me. So that's one of the important things about harvesting honey and keeping honey for the bees. You have to be willing to do this because they definitely need it a lot more than I do. No matter how much I convince myself on my toast with butter every day is something I deserve. But the bees need it more. So we've got that going on so far. Just going to go ahead and squirt a little bit of oil in just like that, just to coat everything up. And I'm going to go ahead and mix it by hand. And this is easy to do. It gets sticky after a while, but the idea is to have the sugar all absorbed by all of this stickiness here. It doesn't take long for that to happen, but sometimes it can feel like it. So what you got to do is just get in here, squeeze it with your hands, and it'll be all mixed up before too long. So with the wintergreen, like I said, just going to try just a couple of drops. I haven't done this before. Okay, that's enough. That's all I want to do. I'm going to lay out some parchment paper here, and just to make it easy for right now, I'm just going to go ahead, mix this up with a spoon. I don't need any fancy gloves or anything, just careful not to get the wintergreen too much on my hands. But that was only about 4 or 5 drops I put in there. So take out a nice big scoop like that, flatten it out on the table, and I don't want to make these too big. I like to make these things versatile. So a scoop, and then it comes out that big. I'll freeze it. I'll make about 5 or 6 of these and stack paper just like on that. Put them in a big Ziploc baggie and I'll put them in the freezer. So just a couple of drops of wintergreen to help everything stay healthy in the hive and keep any pests at bay. Plus, with all this sugar and honey on it, the bees just love it. And if I hadn't said it before, I assume a little too much, the grease on a patty will help to keep any mites off the bees, and then the vapors here from the wintergreen and the grease itself help to keep tracheal mites at bay as well. So go to todolisthome.com for more about these kinds of problems and the solutions to them. See you around.